The Cold War strayed into the unassuming settlement of Lithgow, Australia, one Sunday morning in a Mercedes-Benz. Sergeant Neville Brown of the Lithgow Police recorded the time as 4 a.m., January 27, 1980. Quote, "I was patrolling the Great Western Highway south of Bowenfels with Constable First Class Cross," Sergeant Brown said. "We saw a 1977 Mercedes sedan, parking lights on, parked on the south side of the old highway known as 40 Bends. It was now 3 months later, and Sergeant Brown was testifying at the first day of a week-long inquest at the Lithgow courthouse. Lithgow, about 90 miles inland from Sydney, had been of little previous significance to Western civilization. Consequently, Sergeant Brown was unused to reporters in the courtroom and television cameras outside, but he maintained his official poise under the stern questioning of the big city lawyers. Chapter 1, The Crimes of Patriots, A True Tale of Dope, Dirty Money, and the CIA by Jonathan Whitney. Very good book. Highly recommended. Hello, welcome to another edition of The Stench of Truth. I have some milestones I want to go over very quickly and some major thank yous to hand out. First, subscribers over 1,500. Thank you all for taking the time to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it very much, and continue to watch and comment, and I do my best to get back to everybody. Thank you all again. First video to break the 10,000 view mark, also with my G20 Day 1 video. Thank you all very much for watching, for passing that on to your friends, and for all the comments that I received, both positive and negative. And I also want to reinforce, because there's been some commenting on that video in particular about my policy towards comments, that is, I do not now, have never, and will never delete any comment, whether positive or negative, unless the commenter themselves asks me to do so. And if you will note, there are some instances where people claim to have posted comments but have actually deleted their own comment. So note, I do not delete comments. No matter how critical you are, your comment will not be deleted. And thirdly, I'm going to claim the title, even though I don't know whether it's true or not. I'm going to claim it anyway, as the first political news vlogger on YouTube to have my very own song and music video provided by Josephine and Vocal Brush. And I want to give heartfelt thank you to both of them for putting together that song and music video for me. And once again, thank you, all of you, to subscribers, viewers, and to Josephine and Vocal Brush, all, for contributing to a very great and productive week for me. Just a few things I want to talk about very quickly in light of the G20 being here in Pittsburgh. Just to reiterate a few things, this was the perfect example of what we're going to see in the future when it comes to these types of gatherings, to prevent the sort of civil disobedience that you saw with the World Trade Organization in Seattle and with the G20 in London. We're going to have an overwhelming, crushing presence of police and military in order to intimidate dissent. While we did have some protesting here, it was very sporadic, it was very low-key. Again, let me just reiterate my position on this. I do not advocate violence in any way, shape, or form in any type of free speech environment, but I do reiterate the idea that freedom of speech and assembly is a right granted by the Constitution and protected by it, and cannot be infringed. So the whole idea of people demanding that you get a permit to do something is fucking bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I don't care how the courts have ruled. The Constitution is plain. Period. That's my position. You can disagree if you want to. That's my fucking position. The right to assemble and the right to freedom of speech is guaranteed by the Constitution. I should not need to get a fucking permit to do it. So, look at the intimidation tactics that were done here in Pittsburgh and look at that as a future model. Plan your protesting around this, because this is the future model for every one of these gatherings or gatherings of this type in the future. So, bear that in mind for future reference. Now, I also want to instill in you the idea that I have over and over and over and over again, how vitally important it is for you to stay politically motivated and stay involved. Even if you have reached the point where you are convinced that the government does indeed work for the highest fucking bidder, and they don't give a shit what you think, or what your 100 friends think, or what your 1,000 people think in your community. You have to continue to do what you do. Call, write, pester your representatives, senators, and the president to tell them what your fucking views are and demand that your views be heard. Because the more that people get involved, the more other people see that involvement, the more political consciousness is raised, the more people come to the conclusion that the government no longer serves their purpose. And remember, what I have said before and what I will say again, this government is in the throes of corporations, big business, and fucking banks. They do not care about individuals, they do not care about families, and that is the entire driving force behind the government in this country today. If you care at all about that, you have to become politically active. You have to. You have no excuse not to do so. If you are just sitting back, doing nothing, waiting for the inevitable end to come, you are not serving any purpose. You have to motivate others to get involved. You have to do it yourself, even if you feel it's useless, because at some point in time there will be enough people where the opposition level will be raised enough that you can take it beyond the legal and lawful duties of a citizenship. And if that be armed rebellion, then so be it. But we're a far way from that. So stay focused on what's important to you. It doesn't matter what your issues are. But remember, there are some important issues in Congress right now that demand to have your views heard. Health care, cap and trade, and many other issues that are going to be coming up for votes or being debated right now. How about auditing the Fed? Make sure your representatives and your senators know where you stand on those issues. Stay politically motivated. Stay politically active. If you're not currently politically active, get politically active and encourage people you know to do so. That's the only way that political consciousness in this country can be raised enough to get enough people opposed to the plans that are being rammed down our throats. Do not slack off now. It is more important than ever to stay focused. So I urge you to do so. And in final passing, let me just say, thank you again to all of you for subscribing, for commenting, for watching my videos. Thank you again to Josephine and Vocal Brush for the song and the music video. And I hope to keep bringing you important information. And just thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Good night.